Tank Bigsby ain't leaving. Tank Bigsby ain't leaving. He's not leaving. He's not leaving.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Tank Bigsby says no. You can't shove me down onto the bench. He says, give me first team reps. That's what I'm looking at. Tank Bigsby, according to multiple reports and just using your eyeballs and, watching the man. If there's one running back who stood out throughout the practice, talking about Thursday or Friday, it was Tank Bigsby getting first reps. Tooten, a very, very surprising second grip of reps, and then ETN coming in third in the pecking order. We don't know what that means. They might even trade ETN at some point. He's been the most rumored to be traded player. So this is a potential, stud in Tank Bigsby. We've talked about several times before on this channel, and that's why he's a midseason monster. Now, we do like Tooten as well, and I think that the Bigsby Tooten, as we've tooted all offseason, Bigsby and Tooten, as we're tooting all offseason, is the Mason and Garendo of the 2025 season. This is the exact rinse and repeat formula and equation that helped us win leagues in 2024 with Mason and Garendo.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
So, rinse and repeat style, this makes a lot of sense to us. A lot of other people go, I can't cuff two guys that are not even the starters. This was, if anybody doesn't know, he's such an impressive running back, and people don't give him his flowers, but second in the NFL in yards after contact per attempt behind only Derrick Henry. And there's a small sample of data that you look at with Tank Bigsby, so you can really only, extrapolate or look at per attempt data. But per attempt data is very, very much the best data you can find. And if I give you an example of per attempt data that tells the story accurately so you understand what it means, yards after contact per attempt is this one right here, Bucky. Now, there's different data out there. Let me see if I can pull this up real quickly. So the data I have on screen, yards after contact, obviously per attempt right here, yards after contact per attempt, and then Bucky showing here yards after contact per attempt number one. Derrick Henry, Tank Bigsby, and Bucky, depending on the data you look at, will rank in the top five. So what I love to do is sometimes put top five just to account for that. But this is a man that forced missed tackles, number 4. Running back snaps percentage for all teams, he was ranked 41st in the league. He did all of this ranking 41st. But this is the kind of running back, when you look at data like yards per route run, 6, forced missed tackles, 4, yards after contact, 1 or 2, depending on the data you're looking at, red zone targets. This is all very telling. Or if you swing on over to Ashton Genty as an example of some of this data, second in the nation in yards per carry, 100 yards in every single game, first in the nation in yards after contact, 5.25, first in the nation in forced missed tackles. These are all very, very important stats. So when you go to a guy like Tank Bigsby and he's ranking second, tied for second, whatever data you're looking at, it's top 5 in yards after contact per attempt. This guy's a monster when he's given the football. This guy's a marvel. And if you remember back, and some of you might not because maybe you weren't on the Tank Bigsby train, but Bigsby was clearly a waiver wire topic for us all offseason. We loved Tank Bigsby last year. We talked him up quite a bit. He had 766 yards and 7 touchdowns on 166 carries, which is 4.6 a pop. Very, very solid for a running back that wasn't like a starter on any level. Tank Bigsby came in when there was injuries. He came in when the team needed him, and he did all this damage. That's a pretty good line right there. 7 touchdowns is quite impressive. Very impressive. And then if we go over and look at his game log, let me rip his game log real quick and put it on screen, because there was a time, and again, I don't know if you guys were following Tank Bigsby as closely as some of us were, as I was, had that potential Bucky Irving rise going on during the season. It felt very similar at the beginning stages, and then Bucky went one direction and Tank went the other direction. But it felt like at one point when you're deciding which one you're thinking is going to go like that, because Bucky took until week 13, if you remember, looking at Bucky's game log, there was a wait until Bucky got on his horse. Here's Bucky's game log right here. You can see the green section down at the bottom with the green box around it. It wasn't until he got into week 13 before you started seeing all those green line boxes light up and he was getting starter carries. It was a very frustrating weeks 1 through 10 for Bucky owners because we saw efficiency. Look at the yards per carry. I'm going to get the red indicator here. Look at the yards per carry down the stretch here. 6.89, 7.7, 4.9, 4.89, 5.79, 4.89, 5.6. We were seeing touchdowns. We were seeing production, but they were only giving them more than 10 carries 3 times, and it was just garbage work. It didn't, even in this game right here, 88 yards and a touchdown. This was like the realization game against the Giants. Hey, 12 carries, 88, 1 touchdown. Let's get him the ball. Then he was running back 1, running back 5, running back 9. Look at these numbers. Just an absolute monster that is Bucky Irving. And so there was a time, like I was saying, where we were sitting there wondering if Tank Bigsby was potentially going to be that breakout player. And it happened, I believe, right before. Yeah, so week, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Week 6 and 7, or week 5, 6, and 7 is when this happened. 1, 2. So yeah, you can see right there. And let me put another indicator on the screen so I can show you what I'm talking about. So this was Bucky's rise was before or after Bigsby's. Bigsby's rise happened before Bucky's. It was right here in this week 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 totes, 90 yards, 12.9 a carry. It was like, okay, this is an efficient running back. He comes in against the Colts, 13 carries, 102, 7.8 a rip, 2 touchdowns, a 28-yard reception. And it's like, this guy's a monster. Then this London game, I forget what happened game script-wise. There, whatever the hell happened there. Comes back in, 26 carries, 118 and 2 touchdowns, people. You've got, aside from this game, nearly back-to-back games with 100 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. This was so Bucky Irving-esque right here. We started to see what Bigsby was capable of doing. I don't think many people remember this. These 2 nearly back-to-back touchdown games, at least back-to-back in the States. And then he gets this 18 for 78, 4.3, not bad. And then this is when it kind of was mediocre, and then he started getting 18, 11. Got a touchdown there. 12 carries, touchdown. 14 carries, touchdown. I mean, he's producing well. At the end of the season, he had 4.6 yards per carry, as I mentioned. So there's a lot to like when you break down Bigsby's game log, when you break down Bigsby's metrics, when you start talking about things like yards per carry per attempt, broken tackles, things like that. I believe he was 6th in the league. I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this. I think he was tied for 6th in the league in 50-plus yard runs. I think he had 2 of those, 2 or 3, whatever ranks number 6. The 2 50-yard runs is impressive. Bijan gets none of those. He will this year, but just giving you an example of a monster playing amazing football all year. And Bijan, he wasn't getting 50-yard rips. This guy got 2 of them, tied for 6th in the league. He's just a monster. Just a straight-up savage. And if he's getting the starting run right now, he's going to deliver because the data tells you he will. This guy's 4.6 yard per carry running back, knows the offense. Tooten fumbles the ball, and I love Tooten. We're grabbing Tooten as well. Tooten is a cuff to Bigsby. Make no mistake about it. But I said the other night that if you had to push come to shove, take one of them. Tooten was leaning. It was leaning toward Tooten. Now it's leaning back toward Bigsby. The safest option is to have both of them, but Bigsby's the one that brings the experience of the offense, well, of playing in the NFL, playing with Trevor Lawrence. It's a new offense, new scheme, new everything. Well, Bigsby's going to pick it up the quickest. I think that because he has that between the tackle running mentality that is Bucky Irving, this guy plays a lot like that. This is going to be one of those situations where sky's the mother.
Stock on the rise.
Excuse me. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit for this kid. And let me do that over again.
Stock on the rise.
He's had a sneeze all of a sudden. I truly believe that we're looking at potentially I think potentially one of the best 5 options right now. I think Jaden Blue would be another one. Jaden Blue, Tank Bigsby, obviously Garendo is in that mix as well. You look at the midseason monsters and you definitely find the names that you want to pick for your breakout running back right on this list. They're all here practically. But Brashard Smith running as a wide receiver in camp. Sharps is obviously a great pick. Mason's fantastic, and he's the 1B already. Sampson's getting tons of run as Ford's injured right now in camp, and Judkins won't be with the team anytime soon. Bigsby and Blue and Davis, these are just monsters, man. We're our midseason monster board is on point. It is on point. It is where it's at if you want to almost get a jump on the waiver wire guys, because they're the Moonmen, Marsmen, Sattermen, those are all rostered players. Some of these guys you can get late in the draft, maybe not waiver wire fodder, but late in the draft. And Bigsby getting first team reps is huge news. As for Darnell Mooney, let me swing over to the Darnell Mooney front. Darnell Mooney is going to miss several weeks with the back injury. Not good news, but it is certainly obviously good news for all the other pass catchers, to just get more versed. But it's like as long as he's not out any games, it doesn't increase London's value on the season or anything. Mooney will be back. But it does help gain rapport, establish rapport, and then put a little bit of a risk factor on Mooney moving forward. And then maybe if anything happened to Mooney, and I don't know that this would be that much of a bump because you'd have more attention, defensive attention, but maybe Keenan Allen. I just kind of have a funny feeling there's no word on this at all. This is all just, me spitballing it. I kind of feel like Keenan Allen might get a call, and that would be an outstanding addition. I don't think he'd take away from London at all at his current state of play. But Keenan Allen would be great. Amari Cooper would be awesome. I wish that Isaiah Bond would get a look, but no team's going to touch him right now. And he just had his countersuit kicked out by the court, so that's not looking good there. So Bond's probably not going to be playing football this year. But Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, if Mooney seems to be not on track to return in, let's say, 2.5, 3 weeks, I think we see this happen. Or
motion detected at the front door.
Ziggy, show me the front door. What's going on at my front door
Okay.
at this hour? What are we doing here? Ziggy off. This is one of those things where it's like, you can try and anticipate when these players are going to sign with a team, but I do think that if we do get to a point where they're even feeling shaky right now, we might hear news about Keenan Allen visiting with the Falcons, talking with the Falcons, and then this guy makes this roster. And then if that happens, honestly, I like Keenan Allen in some ways as much as Mooney or more, and he's such a technician, even at this stage in his career, that Penix Jr. could benefit from this guy going across the middle, running these precise routes, these safe routes, while London's stretching the field, not just on go routes. I mean, he's dragging across the middle of the field, very accurate throws by Penix Jr., just throwing a missile to the middle of the field. Reminds me of maybe the good old Kurt Warner days. That's how good of a gunslinger Penix Jr. is. He's going to be making this the greatest show on turf, part 3. And so part 2 in Arizona, part 1 in LA. But this is one of those situations where Penix Jr. is going to gunsling, and Keenan Allen will be very, very attractive as a safety mechanism. Also, keep in mind, Kyle Pitts has been lining up as a wide receiver. It's possible that kind of started to take shape when maybe Mooney was already looked at as being hurt. I don't know the order of that. It's possible that's why Kyle Pitts was running wide receiver routes. But this is one of those things where I hope that Keenan Allen does get into the picture here. I love what's going on here tonight on this board. Talking Falcons. I always love talking Falcons. Penix Jr. to the moon. London to the moon. Penix Jr. top 7 to 10 quarterback, maybe in fantasy football and in the NFL. Yeah, I said it. You heard me say it. I don't need to wait. I don't need to wait to see it happen. I'll tell you what I think before it happens. And then we got London as a top 5 wide receiver, potentially as capable as anybody being the number 2, number 3, number 4 wide receiver in the league. And London's already produced at that level in so many other ways already. You know, you got London being target rate top 5, air yards top 5, red zone targets top 5 in receptions, top 4 or top 9 in receptions, top 4 in yards, number 9 in touchdowns. This guy's a monster, 6'4", 215-pound beast, getting fed footballs by a professional finally. By a professional. Kyle Pitts to the moon.
Stock on the rise.
Kyle Pitts to the mother freaking moon.
To the moon.
At cost of entry, mind you. We can take a gamble on Kyle Pitts at the cost of entry.
To Saturn.
London to Saturn, maybe Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
Penix Jr. to Saturn. The entire team is going to Saturn. At least. Falcons to the moon. Take Bigsby. Love talking Tank. Tank is one of my favorite under-the-radar players. In fact, I've got a few Dynasty trades out there where I'm sending Tank to try and beef up the lineup. I think I'm pulling all those. If I do have any out there, you better race to the damn trade block and accept that, because I'm pulling all my Tank Bigsby trade offers. Sharps or Bigsby? Honestly, right now, you want to say Sharps, but this could flip really quickly. That's how good Bigsby is. If he gets the starting job, the Bucky Irving role, and you could say, oh, he's not really Bucky. Look, you don't know what he is yet. I'm not saying he's Bucky, but I am saying that he's maybe, if he's starting for Liam Cohen as the Bucky role player, and he has those skill sets, he does. He's the most qualified to be that player. Tooten's right there, too. Etienne's a whole different type of player. He's more Rashad White anyway. But Bigsby, if he gets the starting job for Liam Cohen, he's the starter. He's more valuable than Charbonnet. Now, making that call right now is a little bit risky, but I like Bigsby if starting more. Just know that. I got 2 super chats here. One from 777 says, when are the lines open? I have a bone to pick. Okay. Sure, 777. 1 second, I'll open the phone line for you. A bone to pick. Let me guess. Is it about, let me guess, Caleb Williams? When anybody says it, it never ends well, bro. You're setting yourself up for failure. Bigsby or Benson? Honestly, this is a close call. They're both midseason monsters. They really are. Benson could explode. It just depends on who starts faster. There's no real answer here, because whoever's starting is worth way more than the other once they're starting. And if they're both starting, I don't know. They're both great offenses for running the damn ball. I'd probably say if both were starting for sure. Benson's more secure for the long term of the season, not just long term, but long term of the season and long term. Bigsby's probably more valuable, higher risk, higher reward though. So, Lewis, is a great question, my boy. A really good question.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, 777. It's now your time to shine. Come pick your bone. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Tell me what you think of this man. Tell me what you think of this situation. I am very curious to know. I'm feeling the Tank Bigsby train. I'm feeling like I'm just feeling really good about Jaden Blue, Tank Bigsby. I mean, all these guys, but specifically right now, Bigsby, Blue, Smith, Benson all have some momentum. Sharps doesn't have momentum yet. Sharps could be the number 1 on this list if he gets the job right away. We've seen Sharps be a top 2 running back in the league while he's in there in the lineup producing. You extrapolate his data across his 5 played games, Charbonnet, his 5 starts, he was running back number 2. So Charbonnet brings a lot to the table, but it's hard to answer some of these questions in cement fashion because it comes down to who is starting first. You know, if somebody's starting right away or week 2 or week 3 and the other doesn't start till week 9, look at Bigsby. Look at Bucky. Bucky didn't start till week 13. Bucky wasn't Bucky until week 13. And people have to remember that. All right, let me go over to Matthew, the 415 caller. Matthew, are you the one that has the bone to pick?
Oh, yeah, I'm just joking. I love you, Smitty.
Okay. I was gonna say this normally doesn't end well. You
this
say
is-
you're
this is-
joking.
this
You
is
say
Matt.
you're joking, but what are you saying right now?
My name is Mac. I'm in
Max?
chat. I love your chat.
Max?
Mac. M-A-C.
Mac. Okay.
That's the,
Well,
my
I mean,
name
you
is
said you have a
chat.
bone to pick, so there's clearly
No,
something
I
there.
actually do. I have a bone
Okay.
to pick.
Okay, go ahead.
There's bones that need picking.
Okay.
Okay, number one bone is why are you not talking about Keaton Mitchell or Jalen Wright when you're hyping them up last year? And I think that they have a lot coming over Garendo even. There's a lot of potential, and I want to see more of those players emphasized. That's number one.
Okay, let me
Number
hit this.
two.
Let me hit this first. Why are you watching more
Okay.
shows? How many times do I have to show the midseason monster board, bro? Oh, actually, that's right. My fault. He's on the Revenge Tour board, but we show this like every other day. He's literally at the top of the board. We talk about Mitchell. We talk about Mitchell all the time. So there, your
Okay, well,
bone,
what about Jalen Wright?
your bone just got snapped in half.
Okay,
No
well, how
pause.
about
No
this
pause
bone?
needed.
How about this? How about this bone? JSN. Why is JSN is everything you love. He was top talent. He's slow to come out
We
because there's a lot
love
of talent
JSN.
around him, and then he broke out.
We love JSN. Bro. You don't really know what you're saying right now because you're like called in and you're like, I got a bone to pick. Why isn't Kyron higher? Why,
No,
Smitty?
I said
I got a
like
bone to
Smitty,
pick.
but
I like Penix Jr. Why don't you like it, bro? I talk about JSN all the time. We love JSN. There was a part in the early offseason where I had JSN up on this board right here as one of the only 3 things I wrote down. The only reason he came off that, the only thing, exactly what?
You're right. Why'd you take him down? He's
Because
the GOAT.
you're one of those illogical people.
Future
though.
GOAT.
You're one of those
He's a future
illogical
GOAT.
people. Everybody's a goat,
He
and
won
and
championships last year. He won
JSN
championships.
JSN not being in my top 3 bold predictions of the year is a problem with you, bro. I talk JSN up all the time. He's a phenom. Once Milroe takes over, then it's full go. It's JSN to the moon. But right now, Sam Darnold is a little bit of a reason why we're trailing a little bit on where we're likely going to be later on JSN. Certainly going to be one of my favorite buy lows walking into probably like weeks 2, 3, 4, whenever we believe Brad. I always call him Sam Bradford. Whenever Darnold loses his job, then it's Milroe time. Milroe's got a cannon. And
I
this
like that
team
take.
loves him.
So you're saying he's a buy low. You're saying to get him late,
Yeah,
buy him low
right
early.
now it's like, let's not get in at the max value when he might have a better chance of getting you return on your max value once the quarterback that can get him there is in there. Right now, the quarterback that can get him to that max value is not in the lineup yet. Darnold's going to go in and see a bunch of ghosts. It'll take a very short amount of time. Wouldn't be surprised if it was week 2. But
what about Adam
the
Thielen
fan
last
base.
year? He was a PPR monster. JSN's the PPR monster.
What are you talking about, Adam Thielen? I don't know what you're talking about.
Sam Darnold was insane with Adam Thielen last year. Oh wait, no, my God, never mind, wrong person. Okay, you're. I think you're. I was thinking about something else. Okay, my last question.
Told you it wouldn't
I
end
agree with your take. I agree with your take. Sorry. Mason Taylor, Justin Fields, does he have accuracy to go downfield? I feel like he's going to be completing short passes. Isn't Mason Taylor kind of good Jets player, tight end that could have good potential?
Is this a millennial thing? What's after millennials actually? What are we at now?
You don't like Mason Taylor?
No, it's the potential. What is that? No, I know what it is, but what is that? What is that? Is that what's generation?
It's a shortening of potential.
I know. I'm not a moron. I'm not a moron. I didn't say I was a moron. I said what is this? What is this language you're trying to what is that? Generation what? What is the generation right now that's using that?
It responds well to those kind of lingos.
Yeah, it's potential. I just want to reach through the screen.
Mason Taylor. What about that guy from last year, the Washington Redskins tight end you're talking about?
Benson.
Mason Taylor has more potential than him.
Look, I like Mason Taylor. I don't know what you think you're like arguing with me on though. You know, it's like, what do you want me to do?
I agree with everything you say. Everything you say.
If Mason Taylor's not ranked top 5, are you upset on the potential on that?
I'm upset that he's not.
I talk about him though. Like, it'd be one thing if you said, Smitty, hey, I don't watch every show. First of all, you started off by saying I got a bone to pick. That's the worst way to start off a conversation with me. Because right away, I scoot to the edge of my seat and I'm ready to just slam the conversation down into the ground. But
Saturn.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Taylor.
Why don't you say, Smitty? What do you think about Jordan Mason? Or Mason Taylor? I haven't caught all the shows lately, but you just assume because you haven't heard me talk about JSN, or you assume that Mitchell isn't talked about on the daily. Why not ask? If you're not here every show, then you obviously don't know when I've talked about him. We like Taylor. Real quickly, Justin Fields is going to be a monster, and you watch your mouth. Don't you ever call him somebody that can't throw downfield. What have you watched Justin Fields play football before? Don't you know that he turned DJ Moore into a top 5 wide receiver? Don't you know he's never been handed the keys to a proper starting lineup with the defense, especially ever? This guy's got his college wide receiver Garrett Wilson playing football with him now. These guys played football in the backyard together. And now they're linked up for the go routes all day long, bro.
The left tackle's out.
Huh?
The left tackle is out.
Okay,
you can't hold the ball too long. They have to throw it to Mason
hey,
Taylor.
I look, Mac, was it Mac? I appreciate it, but I got to move on because all you're doing is when I say something, you come back with something else. You know, it's like, hey, then the next minute you're like, all right, later, Mac. Don't take it too hard. Oh, my brother. Let me go over. Yeah, let me go to Travis first. 571, hang tight real quick. Let me get some sanity back. Hey, Mac, you can call in any time. I'm not mad at you. Don't take a big L on this one. Just brush it off. Just maybe don't start off. And I do appreciate your super chat, Matt. Let's give Matt a standing ovation for the super chat. Yeah. You know, and this goes to show that I'm an honest person when it comes to anything that even relates to a super chat. Like, I will not be like, oh, give me a hug. I'll literally tell you my honest opinion, no matter if you drop a $20 haul or $5 haul. And I think that's going to be something that Mac, you know, actually takes in and says, I at least appreciate that about Smitty. So, Mac, if you're in the chat, still, hopefully you're not mad. Where is it? Is it Mac? Yeah, 77. Mac, okay. Mac, appreciate you, my boy. Don't take that hard, okay? I appreciate you. Go ahead, Travis.
I think he's got tough skin. Seems like he's all right.
Yeah, I don't think he hears it, so. That generation.
Oh, yeah.
The potential.
The potential, yeah. Let's throw that in the trash.
I'm too old for that shit.
Me too.
All right, go ahead.
With the Mooney issue, are you keeping a close eye on Nick Nash to see if they start working him in over, like, bringing someone in if Mooney's out for an extended period of time past this? Or do you think they'd just automatically sign someone else?
You know, the last I heard on Nash wasn't, like, amazing, but let me pull up what's been going on.
Yeah, I haven't heard much.
I feel like there was like roster bubble talk or something, you know, I don't know. Let me see. I know this would definitely open the door. So let's take a look at, but we did like, you know, Nash is a pretty decent prospect, I would say. Let's see if I can pull up it's Nick Nash, right?
Yeah.
Nick Nash. There we go. Yeah, I mean, let's see here. Falcons, yeah, so I remember correctly, is Falcons in-house reporter believes that undrafted free agent wide receiver Nick Nash has long odds of making the 53-man roster, but notes there's absolutely he could be a practice squad guy for the team. And I think that would be really more likely that first of all, we need to, again, not put the cart ahead of the cart ahead of the horse here on that in 2 weeks' time we'll know. I don't think they turn Nash now if let's say that this ended badly, I think they go get Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper versus like just turning
more likely.
And then that
if
kind of move. Yeah, and that's kind of move, kind of like Nick Chubb or J.K. Dobbins, like where you bring in a player that has a lot of weight to it, and they just step right over the players you've drafted, the other players that are kind of there for a while but are shaky. So I think that you're gonna have Keenan Allen just be immediately the 2. We'll see. It's certainly something to watch. I just think everybody needs to not get too excited, too panicked, too concerned. We're certainly going to be heading toward a direction of this team either scrambling for a wide receiver now, and then we know something's wrong, or they wait it out. We wait it out. Kyle Pitts gets a lot more wide receiver work. The only thing I'd say on this is this. I don't think you can make much of London on this situation because London is, if he plays, this doesn't help London. London's got all the volume and grip on everything that he could have. There's nothing that's helping London by Mooney missing time. Like there's not some sort of like depth chart climb. But Kyle Pitts getting more wide receiver run is going to make him not only have the rapport he needs with Penix Jr., be reliable, be somebody that gets overexposed to everything in the offense. And then when and if Mooney does come back, let's say in 2.5, 3 weeks, Pitts is so much further along because he's been behind. So it brings Pitts back up, and I love this for Kyle Pitts. That's the only benefit to anybody, I would say. And then we just wait it out.
Okay. Yeah. Just real quick, I had a trade question for you, and I'll let you go to the other callers. Would you trade? It's redraft Gibbs and Trey Harris for Genty and Hunter, or instead of Genty and Hunter, you can get Bijan.
Let me write this out. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, Wes, for the supers, guys. I got all the supers on screen here. Say it one more time. The whole thing.
So it's a redraft Gibbs and Trey Harris for Genty and Hunter, or Gibbs and Trey Harris for Bijan.
Well, first of all, Genty and Gibbs are so close. I have Gibbs higher. That this Hunter side, I think, crushes. Just absolutely crushes.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
The other one was instead of Genty and Hunter, it would be Bijan, which I would do that too. Probably a little closer because Gibbs and...
I would rank this as number 1 would be Genty Hunter. Bijan would be, well, this one's close, but I'd say Bijan would be 2, Gibbs would be 2A. Because I really think these two are pretty close. Just because I love Bijan a little more, but Trey Harris is nice and quietly kind of can argue that Gibbs is, as good as Bijan. I could argue it. I have Bijan higher. But Genty could be the number 1 overall running back, and you're getting Hunter. It's crazy. And even if he's not the number 1 overall running back, he's so close that Hunter's like free. That's insane.
So if it was Gibbs and Harris or Bijan, is that just, are you taking Bijan for sure then, or is it more of a preference of which back you'd rather have?
Did I say 2A, 2B? I want, if I'm drafting 1 overall in a dynasty startup, it's Bijan. But Gibbs is right there, and I'd rotate it. But I don't really know how else to answer it other than the wind's blowing this way. I kind of like Bijan a little more. The wind's got to blow pretty strong to get me to swing over to Gibbs, but I can do it. The winds are strong enough to do that. But at the end of the day, if you're talking about trade analysis, I can't rank Bijan lower than Gibbs. This is in a vacuum the number 1 overall running back. But Genty and Gibbs is pretty close. I could make, without a very strong wind, I could make an argument for Gibbs or Genty at the 2 spot, honestly, in Dynasty. So you give me Hunter, that's like giving me gold. Here's a bag of gold on top of it. Make this very questionable running back trade, and I'll give you a bag of gold. It's easy.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Light work. Are you cooking up a trade like that?
No, I was asking for someone who
Okay.
wanted to get an answer on it. So.
All right. Let me get these super chats in over to the phone line. I got DJ on hold. I've got also a 571 caller. I'm going to go to the 571 caller next. Just hang tight. Don't hang up yet. Last caller needs a chance at a rematch. Is that what you're trying to say? Thank you, Wes. Appreciate you. JD5, the best pick, ? Over Hunter if drafted in the 4th round. There's no way for me to really say that for sure, because what do you have? What's the board look like? At a glance, I would say I'm drafting Hunter over JD5 right now, just because I love Burrow's value another round or so later. I love Mahomes' value another 2 rounds later. I love Mahomes and Knicks as a stack attack. But I love JD5. I'm just finding myself building a little bit stronger team most times. And I'm saying this loosely because if I looked at the board a certain way, or the pick was feeling very, very nicely slotted for me to say, look, I'm going to get not only Debo and Mahomes Debo and Harvey the next pick, or Hendy, I can go JD5 here and go JD5, Harvey, Debo instead of going Hunter, Mahomes, Debo. I could very much argue that. So not a real way to really answer this question in full fashion, but I would just say I'm very much leaning toward Hunter. And if Hunter's gone, I need more names. I can't just say, yeah, JD5's the next best guy. You got to give me a bigger list than that. I would say Harvey, Hendy are players I consider, but I think I could get them the next round. So in the 4th round, really it is JD5. It's Hampton sometimes. It's Rashee Rice sometimes, even with the potential suspension that's baked into that 4th round value. So it really kind of depends. It's kind of a tough question to answer the way that you proposed it. But ask a follow-up and I'll hit it, and I could rank a list of 7, 8 guys if you want. Burrow, 2nd for Michael Penix, Rome Odunze, and a 1st. If that 1st rounder was a guaranteed 1.1 or 1.2, or maybe even 1.3, I could consider this. I'd definitely probably do it if it was the 1.1. But if you can't guarantee me that, as much as I love Penix Jr., bro, I guess it also depends on your wide receivers, but in general, I'm going to say give me Burrow. And the ADP support that.
It's really hard to guarantee.
Yeah, best in the business. Thank you, Wes. Wes is the best in the business at recouping and recovering. One night later. His PR team is flawless. How do you approach the 16-team PPR draft with the 8th pick? I assume this is one quarterback. I would say I'm probably going RB. And I'm not saying I cement that in without knowing the board. I'm just telling you that I probably know that I'm getting Genty or Gibbs or Bijan or one of those guys. I'm probably getting Genty. If they're all gone, I might even grab Achane at that pick. Just because in this amount of running backs being ripped off the board, there's going to be way more receivers hanging out. You could find yourself in a Buka, Debo Samuel type of situation with wide receiver, whereas you can't say the same thing about the RBs. I'm going RB, no doubt about it. I might even go RB, but that would depend on who is there in the 2nd round. But I think you get Genty. You could even, you could argue Achane as well in that format. Thank you for the super chats. All right, let me go to that caller that's been on hold, the 571. You're live. Thank you for waiting.
What's good, Smitty?
What's up?
It's Dominic.
Dom.
So, yeah, I'm in a double flex league, right? And in the 3rd round, there's Dylan Hurts there. The 4th round is also Dylan Hurts again. I'm wondering if I should reach on Dylan Hurts in the 4th round instead of taking a skilled player like Amarion Hampton, Kenneth Walker, Marvin Harrison, Rashee Rice. I'm not sure if I should take Dylan Hurts over those guys.
I would. It's 1 QB. I wouldn't, and it's 1 QB because
it is 1 QB.
But sometimes
people
have QBs fall on a super flex, and it's wild. I would say wait, because I like. You think Burrow goes in round 5 or round 6?
Round 5, late round 5, and okay. I think I could get him.
I probably punt Hurts, grab a skill position player, punt Hurts. If you don't get Burrow, then go to Mahomes. If you don't like Mahomes, I love Bo Nix.
Yeah, I like Will
You know,
as well. Yeah.
I just think that like let me show you two different teams. We'll go over to the board here. Hold on.
Right. Okay,
I just find myself very much wishing I didn't go Hurts early when I have gone Hurts early, and I like Hurts. What pick do you have? 1.
The 1.11.
1.11. Okay, so you're not going to get Lamb. Take Lamb off the board. Who do you?
You have Debo. You have Debo in the 6th round now.
Yeah.
I remember, last time I said I wanted to reach for Debo. I don't know if you remember me. I said I wanted to reach for Debo because my friends they trying to troll me and try to stop Debo from me.
I didn't say don't take Debo in the 6th round. I said you wanted to take over Travis Hunter. Right here answers your question right there. Look, I don't remember everything, not because of a bad memory. It's because you don't know how much stuff goes in one ear. I have to shove it out the other ear because I can't retain it all.
Right.
So people talking to me. But like when something cues an old memory that hasn't been completely wiped, it's in the recycle bin. I pull that thing out. Yeah. This is a different ADP value. But I don't hate the Debo. I don't hate the Debo take. If you took Debo over Hunter, it would take me about 5 seconds to get over it, and I'd be like, bro, Debo's good.
Right.
Don't worry about it. Trust your gut. But Hunter's.
I feel way better just knowing that I have Debo on my team. Anyway, I do love Hunter though. I could probably take both.
Tell me who you're drafting, and let's put it on the board. Who are you drafting at the 11 pick? Do you think? Let's just map out.
In the first pick. I mean, in the first round.
Yeah.
Okay, Genty or A-Chain. I think I'm gonna go Genty though.
Okay. It's not a good pick though, bro. It's a great pick.
Dang, it's not.
A great pick.
Oh, okay.
Genty, if you get him there, that's nice. I mean, he's going at 11, 12. Right. Fantastic. All right, who are we taking in the second round?
Either 18 or London.
Okay, I'm with that. What do you think you're going to do? Because I'm going to try and give you the best.
I think 18 gets sniped, so I have to go London.
Okay.
Bucky. I don't know. Yeah, London.
Okay, so pick one.
All right, London.
Okay. London Gold. Let's get London up in here. Let's see, I got to go find him. I don't know where. I must have deleted his graphic off the screen. London's great here, man. But I do like, we could explore real quickly what it would look like if you went the other way. But okay, so London, and then you're talking about round 3-4. So this is the 3-4 turn, essentially. Who you taking in the 3?
Marvin Harrison.
Okay. And if not, Garrett Wilson would be good.
Yeah.
I think Rashee Rice would even be good, even though he's going to have a suspension. He was going in the second round, so this almost 4th round value is not bad. All right, so you get to this point, bro, and you've got Hampton maybe there. Is Kyron and Breece Hall both gone? Are they both gone?
Yeah, they're gone most likely.
Okay. Every draft's different.
So I'll go. I'll go Hampton.
Hampton should be there in your league, I imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's any other players I can see being there. So if this was your team, and then in round 5, you think Burrow falls to the bottom of 5 in this format? If he doesn't, are you good with Mahomes, and where does he fall in this format?
Yeah, I don't think he falls, but Mahomes definitely falls in that round. So
okay.
He's fine.
So let's say you took Mahomes. I would even reach on Mahomes. Well, unless you could get. What about Harvey, Hendy, Hunter? Are they going to be there in 5?
I think Hunter will definitely be there.
Okay, so I would take Hunter.
Hendy, I'm not sure.
I would take Hunter over Mahomes because there's only 2 picks in between. So I'd take the risk to take Bo Nix later if I needed to. But bro, this team amazing. Genty, London.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the board right now. It's great. Like that's a stacked team.
Now the only thing I would say, and if you put Hurts, let's put Hurts there and just look at it. If you put Hurts in that 4 pick, it's not bad. I mean, you're still talking about getting Harvey or Hendy, and then you have Hurts. It's not really, it really is just a difference of Mahomes and Hampton versus Hurts and Hendy or Harvey, which you could easily argue. But I'm fine with either one, to be honest.
Right.
So I don't mind that. But here's where I think your real question is, because that one's, you'll be fine either way. This is the one where it's like, you go Bucky right here.
Right. I was thinking that also, like the double RB, and then I get a quarterback, and then
Who's available in round 4 for wide receivers?
Rasheed, T. Higgins, McLaurin, Marvin Harrison. Trying to think who else. I know I'm missing a name. Garrett Wilson.
You think Garrett Wilson's there?
I know. Nah, I think at 4 he's getting taken, but I'd say definitely Marvin Harrison, definitely Terry McLaurin, definitely T. Higgins.
Definitely Rice?
Yeah, definitely Rice. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess, Travis, what team do you like better? Let's keep the variables the same. MHJ, let's just keep him there. Chat, what do you like better, chat? We got Genty, Bucky, MHJ, Rice, Hunter, Mahomes. Or we swap out Rice for Hampton and London for Bucky. They're both amazing.
I kind of like this team better right here with the Mahomes sack and everything.
Yeah,
Bucky.
I think you can go with his preference. They're both so great.
And right. what if is at this MHJ pick, Hall and Kyron are gone?
Yeah, definitely falls.
They're both gone?
Who?
Hall and Kyron are gone?
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, they're definitely gone.
Okay, I'm just curious if anybody thinks that this is more attractive here. Genty, Bucky, Hampton, Rice, Hunter. No, I'd rather. It's not bad. I think I'd rather HJ there. But if you can get Garrett Wilson here instead of MHJ, I'd rather have that. And maybe he doesn't fall to the turn picks, but maybe he falls to your 3.11.
Right. Okay.
That's fire right there. That's a squad.
That was great.
All right, bro.
Wait, I have one more quick question. Though.
All right, go ahead.
It's a really quick question. I know you're a psychologist, right? And I want to know, how do you what's the psychology like when you enter a draft? Like, what should I think about? Like,
just to correct it, I'm not a psychologist, but I have a psych degree.
Oh.
Like, I feel like I'm like a deep fake psychologist. I got a psych degree, but you got my master's in psychology, so I technically can't be a shrink. I just went through a 4-year degree, got a bachelor's degree in psychology, but I didn't end up pursuing it for being a psych. But go ahead, hit me with it. The approach of what?
So like how do you approach a fantasy draft? Like what's like the psychological thinking? Like what is your thinking like when you're going into one? I know fantasy football has a lot to do with that, and I just want to know.
Do a bunch of push-ups, slap your face a couple times, walk in there, start knocking folders out of people's hands. Look, I think at the end of the day, you're only drafting against yourself, and I think that when you start worrying about other people, that's when you have a problem. I wouldn't want to worry about another single person. You start looking at what someone else is doing, you start drafting because of what they're doing. Stay focused, take the best player available. You're in round number 2, focus on round number 2. Don't worry about round 3, 4, 5, who has what, who is the best player in this round. When you get past round 3, reset who is the best player in round 3. It doesn't mean the highest ranked player, that's auto drafting. I'm saying when you're taking a pick, you don't go, I need a receiver, I'm going to go T. Higgins, and you're mad at yourself because you drafted T. Higgins. Right. Draft a player you think could hit the biggest home run that has a combo of safety in that every time you're on the clock. It sounds like such an easy thing, but how many times, right, and in the chat, you walk out of a draft, you're like, shit, why did I do that?
That's what I don't want.
Reset
that's what I want to happen this year.
Every round.
Okay.
What's the best player to take here? One that I am ecstatic about having on my roster, and that's why I take Rashee Rice over a Higgins, because I believe Rice can ball out and win a league. You know, it also depends if you want to be a careful Caleb or you want to be I'm swinging for upside Unger.
No, I don't want to be Caleb. I don't want to be Caleb Williams. I want to get that upside.
All right, bro. We'll see you later. But more psychology videos to come. I'll have a psychology row on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, this year I'm taking major pride in keeping the YouTube homepage very useful. So you'll see right here NFL rookies on this right here. And even on mobile, they're there. I'll have a psychology row this year, so just go look for the psych videos on there. All right, later, bro.
All right, thanks, Smitty.
Here we got DJ still there. DJ, you're live.
Oh, yeah, I'm here, man.
What's up?
Okay, so if the team and crew and whoever's watching hasn't had a chance to watch the previous and earlier video under the camp winners, losers, there was a thing that you had said earlier. It cracked me up as it relates to your psych and the idea of understanding people, communicating. And you had said, I don't have the best bedside manner.
That's true.
And behind that, you said, well, call back. I'll apologize. I'm certain you were sincere in that,
Probably.
but it cracked me up. But it speaks to why I watch, man. It's awesome. It's awesome stuff. And that was subtle, but it was just classic.
Well, yeah, we still don't know if I'm fully at fault there, though. we're still investigating. It's called Noisegate.
Well,
and look, A squared or whoever it was on the phone. It was the same little. It was like, hey, sir. I mean, I don't know if you want to get the pasta ready. I'll maybe eat it later. Okay, Margaret. It was somebody having a conversation with someone right next to them. It wasn't an earbud issue like Nick from wherever said. It sounded like it was like, hold on, I'm on the phone. If you want to get the pasta ready, I'll go ahead and eat it. Just kind of calm down, Margaret. Calm down. And I'm like, mute yourself. And then he never called back, but whatever. Maybe he's out there. A squared, call in. All right, DJ, what else can I do for you?
I mean, Smitty said he'll apologize.
Maybe. I don't want to disappoint DJ now.
But Atlanta, Mooney, being here in Atlanta, yeah, they signed Shark, which is to say the conversation around who they should sign, I think is appropriate. I don't think that's a big deal. DJ Shark is who they signed. Probably knew that, but it didn't matter. Love to see like an Allen or someone along those lines.
Keenan all the way.
Pitts have always. I'm sorry. What's that, man?
Yeah, I said Keenan Allen all the way. I think that Penix Jr. would benefit greatly. I'd do that anyway. I would sign Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that makes a difference. I know why they may have signed Shark. Just to run him deep. He's a size speed type of dude. And Mooney's better. So hopefully Mooney comes back. Nash hasn't been much talk of him, here at least locally in Atlanta. But and Allen, Cooper, would make sense, especially with Penix. Earlier, I think I saw about the ET. How about him going to the Chiefs, man? Being traded to the Chiefs. Tank and Tooten, awesome. But I could see ET maybe going to the Chiefs.
I don't want that. I mean, if it happened, it would be intriguing for ETN. But if anybody's getting traded to the Chiefs, then Brashard Smith, might not emerge. So I get what you're saying, and that same thing could be said about Corey Krosky-Merritt, Little Bill, over in Washington. I really like him. He's gaining some good ground. But if Walker ended up there, it'd be like Algier. Algier, we once really liked. I mean, as a rookie, he was, I believe, a Mars man. Or no, we didn't have the Mars man list. I think that was the first year of the Moon Men. I don't remember if he was actually a Moon Man or if he was some sort of other player that we mentioned on a different list or something. But we liked Algier a lot as a rookie, and he had a remarkable rookie season. And all of a sudden, Bijan gets drafted. It's like kick rocks, bro. Like he's a nothing. He's a peon now. So, I'm not saying Corey Krosky-Merritt is a peon, but if Kenneth Walker or, ETN landed in KC, ETN maybe not, or I'm sorry, in Washington, ETN wouldn't necessarily take. I think he has to prove that he's still the same guy, but I mean, why is he running with the three? Why is he the third man up right now? I don't want to say he's running with the threes, but he was third in rotation. And that could be anything to where he's nursing an injury they haven't told us about, or, I don't know. But ETN was definitely overworked And it wouldn't shock me if he didn't have some of the skill sets left. Or it wouldn't shock me if they just misused him and he goes nuts this year. But it doesn't sound like he's gonna right now. At least it sounds like this man, top 5 in the NFL. I got it right here. Top 5 in yards after contact per attempt. This man right here. He's the guy that I'm banking on. I'm banking on the tank. Hank the Tank.
Yeah. You know, ET, in terms of maybe the philosophy, it seems like Tooten and Bigsby fits that.
Yeah.
ET seems to have always, for me, been more like utility, maybe, and he's not very good at it.
He might be his Rashad White.
Kind of built like that.
Maybe White some.
Yeah, very similar to me.
All right. DJ, anything else? You can hold if you want to ask another one.
Yeah, I'll hold on because I do have a Dynasty question.
All right. Go ahead, Travis. What else you got? And I think the other caller hung up, actually. Go ahead, Travis.
You can let DJ finish.
All right, go ahead, DJ.
So I have a running back bias in my Dynasty team. I have Bijan, Cam, and was able to get Genty.
Bijan.
For a second, I was
hold on real quick.
about...
Let's all get into weeklies real quick. Everybody jump into weeklies. Weekly winner. That is underdog code Smitty. Underdog code Smitty. Do it live. Here's the link. Play underdog. It should be pinned. But smash that link. We'll jump into a weekly winner. And weekly winners is basically when you draft one team in one setting, and then if your team is the best team of the week, no one week tied to another. There's no total points. There's no playoffs. Week 17 is no relation to week 15 or week 10 or week 1. Week 1, you could have all your teams suspended the entire year, but the final week, and then you could win 20K. Every weekly winner wins 20K each week, and then 10K to second, and 9K, and 8K, and it goes down and down. All right, go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry.
So I'll speed it up. So I had the 2-1. I didn't have a third round pick. This was my rookie draft this year. So I grabbed Genty at 1-1. And then at my 2-1, I grabbed Cam, Scatterball. For a minute, I was a little concerned because I did need a receiver. So here's my question. We were talking about Malik Neighbors, who I have. But after that, I don't have much. Cup, Godwin, Adonai, Tesla, Horton, and Savion Williams. So, my question is, with regard to Neighbors, like I want to hold them, but I'm trying to build my team. Do I hold them? Maybe move them? My quarterbacks are Fields, Milroe, and Richardson. And
it's a super flex?
That's one QB. One QB.
Okay. Hold on one second. DJ, speed up a little bit if you can. Hold on one second.
That's it. So my question is...
Let me draft real quick. Hold on.
Do you think?
Let's go. This is weekly winners. So I'm going to go with Achane given his home run ability. And Achane's got a higher ADP by one slot over Genty. Maybe this guy goes, okay, Genty and Achane. I kind of want Bucky here. I'm going to go Genty and Achane, though. Man, if he would have taken Genty, I would have reached on Bucky. But we'll go with Achane and Genty. Okay. All right, go back to it real quick. Fields, Milroe. Okay.
Do you think I should, Neighbors? So Neighbors is like my, number one receiver, locked and loaded. But I don't have much at the other receiver spots. I rattled them off earlier. But, should I hold them? Maybe look to move them? Second year Dynasty league. And
I mean, I can't really answer this in full yet. You said read off your lineup real quickly. Your running backs and wide receivers real quickly.
Okay. Bijan, Genty, Scatterbo, Spears, Giddens, Brooks, Johnson, running backs. Receivers, Neighbors, Godwin, Cup, Adonai Mitchell, Coker, Tesla.
And who are your 2 starting running backs?
Michael Wilson.
You were your 2 starting running. I just need the starters.
Bijan and Ashton Genty and Cam.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess I would say, like, if you could divide Neighbors into, just whenever I do a trade like this, bro, I'm just trying to take what I call the anchor of the trade. So you're trying to dilute one player into 2. Let me merge this call real quickly. Hold on. You're trying to turn one player into 2. And so in doing that 2 for 1, just start off by going to their roster. And I'm not going to know all these teams and what the rosters are. So the advice I give you is go after Hunter, go after Rashee Rice, go after JSN, go after BTJ, go after London, go after Garrett Wilson, yes. And you write those players into the anchor spot. Now, some of them might be a bigger weight and heavier weight than the others. So that means what you ask for back in that second spot is going to vary. But if you write down Hunter, you can get a pretty significant second piece. The more heavy side of the trade should probably be this other side. So whether that be a Hampton or whatever, you go shopping for a heavier piece. If this ends up being a BTJ, now all of a sudden you're asking for a much smaller piece here. You can't go ask for the world in this spot. So it's basically just a weighing out the scale, and you want to put a thing of matches underneath the scale. You don't want him to know you're trying to actually win this trade and not measure it equally. You're trying to find somebody he doesn't know weighs 500 pounds that is showing up as 200, like Travis Hunter. So, or Harvey or Hampton or Hendy or whatever. But just do that. And then once you come back with a couple of them, shoot them my way. But there's no way I could cook that up without knowing what every team has. But my idea would be go after those wide receivers as your anchor and then start picking apart their teams until you can figure it out.
Yeah, I can dig it. I get that.
Okay.
And, there is no concern in terms of his injury, whether he's doing, surgery. That's not my, motive. It's just in terms of just trying to, build the team. So I'll get that. I'll keep you in the loop. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, call back if you got another one, DJ. All right, later.
Yep, I'm good. Thanks.
Hang tight. I think this is Wes on the line, and then the 850 caller, 850, hang tight real quickly. On the clock, I went running back. I went Achane, Genty, Kyron. I don't know if I'm going to regret this. We'll see. I'm going to go Rashee Rice, who I love here. And especially weeklies, you got to understand, I don't care if he's suspended 4 games or 6. Yeah, he's going to get 2 to 4, maybe. He might not even get suspended, just so you know. 5% chance of that, based on the policy. But this is a guy that you assumes 2 to 4 games. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to try and win $20K when he's back. I'll try to build a team that could survive. I'll get Royals. I'll do the whole song and dance there. But this is a team that once Rice is back, I shouldn't have Rice. He's a second rounder. Weekly winners didn't adjust properly. Rice's suspension, he shouldn't have dropped from the second round to round 4 in a contest where it doesn't even matter if he misses 2 to 4 games. So it's wild to me. It's an advantageous player to grab as a wide receiver.
It's setting up like that one. What was it? In the last week or whatever. That was. He started pretty much the same way, but then with the sniping and kind of waited on something. Went off the rails, but you got a chance at redemption with him.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, Wes, you're live.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's up, Wes?
All right, so I take notes during the week because I can't call in. I'm in bed early. And this might be off the beaten path here in terms of like the players you've been talking about, but Jaden Blue is like on my radar, dude. Like I'm hoping he's going to be like kind of like my Chase Brown of last year. I have questions for you as to because I try to follow everything you say, but I don't think I've heard anything too in depth about this player with you. I know you love him, right? And Travis too, but. So, How early should I reach for him if I've got everything I need? You know what I mean? Provided I have everything I need, like in my lineup. Like when do I take him? You know what I mean?
Well, I'd say he goes around 140 to 155. So you're talking about top of 12 is not insane. You know, but taking him earlier than that really depends on your platform. I can't really tell you one way or another to take him. Hold on. I'll hold on 1 second. Please fall. Oh my God. Travis Hunter. And I didn't even look at the other players, to be honest. I didn't see who else was there. I just kind of smashed that. But Travis Hunter, Rashee Rice and Travis Hunter as my wide receiver 1 and 2 with the Genty, Kyron, and Achane. Crazy. Now, I ran the risk. I don't think this guy's going to take Mahomes. He could bully QB, but the fact that he's got Lamar, he doesn't need it. So there you go. Mahomes falls. And this is weekly winners, so Mahomes goes a lot earlier. This is where his ADP is. It's about 4 picks away from it. You saw Mahomes creeping up in here, I think. So this team's phenomenal. Woo! Pizza party. 20K pizza party. Let's go. Achane, Genty, Kyron, Rashee Rice, Travis Hunter, Pat Mahomes. Good Lord.
On the right track.
I'm sorry, Wes. Go ahead. Oh, Blue. So, man, mid-season monster. I'm sure
you're good.
I'm sure you've seen the mid-season.
Yeah.
We got Blue.
I did. So you're saying mid-season monster, like back half of the season, like. Because that was my next question.
The Moon Men, when do you dropping loads in outer space.
Mid-season. All right.
Well, so he's one of the very rare players that are on. Let me merge this call real quickly. Hold on, Wes. He's one of the very rare players that are on the mid-season monsters and on the Moon Men, because I don't like to put everybody on everything, but for some reason I love him so much I can't help having him on both lists. And I tried taking him off once and I couldn't do it. I put him back on when I got off the show. I took him off the mid-season monster list. Somebody complained because he was on both, and I'm like, screw it, I'm putting him back. I love Jaden Blue. He's got a chip on his shoulder the size of a chip that's on Wes's shoulder when someone talks about the NFL not being rigged. I'm not gonna go there. Damn it! Why did I do it? Let's pretend I didn't say it, please. I'm asking you.
I knew you were trying.
Hey, pretend I didn't.
I'm not taking your bait.
Pretend I didn't say it, please.
I'm not taking your bait here, bro. I'm not taking your bait.
Okay. Move on. This is a scenario where this chip is on his shoulder, the size of a house, man. People calling him lazy. These lazy reports are what they are. Lazy reports talking about our boy Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue is going to the moon. I can't promise you when he gets in there, so I don't know how to answer this question, but I do know he's looked explosive in camp so far. And a lot of people do, and they don't necessarily.
Give me your best guess. Like, when do you think, like, because he's got the skill set.
Week 5.
Like, you don't know when?
Week 4, week 5.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that he doesn't take the job before week 1. We're very hopeful of that. He's looking very good right now. And if Javonte got banged up at all, it's game over. But Jaden Blue I love this kid's attitude. His production is absolutely amazing. Let me pull up his
Well, right now he's a bit apprehensive right now because of the whole narrative on him being lazy. So he's like, screw the world.
He's not apprehensive at all.
He's apprehensive.
That's the wrong word.
I think he's apprehensive because remember when the reports came out about him being lazy, he was like, all right, watch and see what happens.
That's not the right word though, apprehensive. I'm just telling you, that's not the right usage of the right. That's not the right. The word would be he's pissed off. He's mad. But
I think he got defensive. I think he did.
Okay, defensive. Okay, but I'm just saying apprehensive. I don't know if that would use that word. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, that's what apprehensive is like. Hesitant.
I'm going to grab Evan Ingram here. Oh, I'm not even showing my draft. I'm going to grab Evan Ingram here. Obviously, Kelsey got sniped for me down at the very end at the 6, which is fine. I'm not like going to lose sleep over that. If anything, I don't care about stacks as much as the average person. And I think Evan Ingram outplays Kelsey, so I'd rather have Evan Ingram, to be honest. I would have grabbed Bo Nix had he not get sniped. But this team is phenomenal. I'm feeling really, really good about it so far. Now, the top player available, you don't see him yet. He's down there. I've queued him in case I time out. I'll queue out on drafting him. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Emeka Egbuka, who becomes my wide receiver 3, which I needed. And that's one of our favorite wide receiver 3s in fantasy football 2025. So while it might seem like a light wide receiver trio to some people, they'd say, oh, Travis Hunter, you don't know what he's going to do. Emeka Egbuka, he's a rookie. He's sharing time. You might not even start. I love this trio. This trio is crafty. It's our trio. It's our group of guys. Egbuka, Travis Hunter, Rashee Rice, Mahomes, Evan Ingram. Those 3 running backs, this is a weekly winner gold mine. As for back on the Jaden Blue topic, again, I don't know what's in store. Apprehensive is not the right word, but chip on his shoulder, angry, out to prove everybody wrong, feeling dismissed, feeling like, you got something to prove. He's definitely got that chip, and it's going to drive him, bro. He's so mad about that report. He is furious about it. And he's like, production's going to quiet the noise is what he said, pretty much, quote unquote. And he's already looking explosive. Lazy. Why would someone, first of all, the guy that talked about it was a former coach, and then it got repeated on a Cowboys podcast, and it's not even coming from the coaching staff. It's a wild take. This kid is so elusive. I love this situation. And out of all the midseason monster running backs that we're waiting on, Wes, this is the one guy that lives in the easiest. As much as I love Javonte, I don't mean to disrespect him, but Blue lives on the easiest path to the lineup. Like Pacheco's harder for Smith to get in there. Connor's been so good for so long. That's not easy. CMC looks healthy now. Of course, he'll have a good shot. Aaron Jones isn't going to, just let the job fully go, but he could get injured. That could be easy for Mason. Samson's kind of maybe in the easiest driver's seat right now, but Ford might come back and be fine. Walker's not just giving up the job. Cook's not just giving up the job. It really is Bigsby, Blue, and Samson that are in driver's seats right now. But I think Javonte probably takes it. But, bro, I'm rooting for it, and it wouldn't surprise me in the least if he ends up taking the job before week 1, and I hope he does. And I love Javonte.
Well, yeah, that's like this guy. This is the guy. Like he's kind of major. He's a winner to me, in terms of like late round drafting. Like, so I wanted to ask you, like, what's the earliest you would take him? You know what I mean?
I'd take him here. Look, we're right here. Let me just give you a feel for where I'm at. Right now, we're looking at RBs that are Jaylen Warren, Judkins, J.K. Dobbins, Scatterboo. I'm going straight down. Charbonnet, Najee, Bonte, Spears, Ray Davis, Garendo, Benson, Jaden Blue. So he's my favorite running back after this running back right here. So I'm going to take Charbonnet, and then you're in double-digit rounds.
Yeah.
I think anywhere in double-digit rounds is fair game. I may even take him right here, only because there's probably a sniper or 2 in this draft. I didn't even check when we let it load. I didn't even look at it.
If your running back room was sound, you'd take Blue before Sharp.
Well, I mean,
if you saw someone
no. I mean, if he was starting, but right now I'm not. Hold on a second. I'm going to take Tyler Warren here. Just to I'm going to wait for Blue. I'm going to be smart about this. His ADP, Blue, might be higher on this platform though. 144. My next pick is 131. So. Just for anybody that wants to know strategy, when you're in a snipe environment where people hear you talking about the players you're going to take, it's bad. You get sniped all the time. But I'm trying to teach the process here. The way you draft is you look at ADP. The ADP says 144, Wes. So I'm trying to show you. And I'm looking at the board. I'm at 1.
I never go on consensus.
I know, but Wes, it's about getting value. If I'm looking at my next it's 131 and his ADP is 144, you have a really strong shot that he'll fall. Now, if you don't love the player you're taking, don't risk it and then kick yourself later. But you can't do that 3 rounds ahead. You got to do that like a round or maybe a round and a half ahead.
I feel you. This draft that you're in right now, do we have any in-house snipers on you here? Like who are you? like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, the league that I'm in right now, I stepped up in this league now. It's a league I've been trying to get into for 6 years. So, you know, this is the kind of league where 5 people tie for second, you know, 4 for third, and 3 for fourth, bro.
Okay.
We're talking about just that kind of league where people are going to reach because they know.
Okay, then take them at 10. You'll get them in 10. I don't want. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you about it. You can try and push the value, get a player that you normally wouldn't get. Like, I can't get Tyler Warren at 131, bro, but I can get Tyler Warren at 110 and still probably get Jaden Blue. And so, unless I get sniped in here, when I hit enter, you know, there was like 2 spots, 3 spots. They could have come from this crew, or they could have, and so I might get him here, but. This is
all right. Before I get off, I got to get back to work. I wanted to ask you one more question. So do you not want us in these drafts? Like, I don't join these drafts because, you know, it's annoying. It's annoying that you know what I mean.
No,
for you to like kind of illustrate who you are going to draft, but now people are taking your knowledge and
don't worry about it. If I do a draft where I'm giving you guys time to jump in, I'm asking you to jump in with me. So don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, later, bro. Appreciate you.
But later, bro. Later.
I'm going to go Penix Jr. here. This is phenomenal. We're going to wait.
Why?
Why what?
Open the door.
Is this A squared again?
Yeah, I'm back.
Is this A squared? Is this A squared?
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah,
you're talking in the background again. We caught you. We caught you red-handed. You're lying. You were lying. You're just talking. We just heard you use the same voice and the same side talking that you did last time. I knew I was right. I
wasn't talking.
Bro, stop.
You just said open the door.
You just said open the door.
I was talking to my kid. I wasn't talking earlier.
Bro, come on. It's the same voice. It's the same everything. I wasn't born yesterday. Just admit it. I'm not mad at you. We can move on. But just admit it. You were talking on the other show, and you said you weren't. And it was the exact same thing, the side talking. No one else is side talking. You do it every time you're on hold. It's not a big deal. Just I ask you to mute instead of being like, open the door. Get the spaghetti ready, Margaret. That's what you're doing while you're on the phone. It's loud as can be. We can all hear it. We're in the middle of talking, and I hear it. Just admit it. Just admit it for me. You knew you did it.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, I was talking to my kid.
And that's fine. Your kid's not the problem. But earlier, I'm saying, not now, but earlier, that was you.
I wasn't talking earlier. I had my AC on. That's the only thing that was in the background.
No, I don't accept it. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Move on. A squared, my boy. I'm not mad at you. Go ahead.
Sweet. Look, man, I'm in this sleeper league, and I just drafted the other day. This is my roster here. I got Brock Purdy, Bijan, Kyron, Travis Hunter, Marvin. You got Ferguson at tight end, Hampton, and Rashee Rice as my 2 flex spots. Then I got 4 bench spots. I got Lawrence, Benson.
Bro, I can't retain all of this that you're reading off. Just hit me with the meat and potatoes of it, because there's no way while I'm drafting I can do all of that.
Meat and potatoes of it. Should I get rid of Ferguson and Brock Purdy? I got a couple other options out there.
Sure.
Penix one, Murray.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So Penix Jr. Wait, who are you cutting or who are you getting rid of?
Well, I don't know that I should. I mean, I have a T-Law on the bench there to pair up with Hunter. But I've been hearing you talk about Penix, so I'm kind of debating whether I should get out ahead of it and grab Penix and drop one of those 2 quarterbacks.
Hold on one second.
Tight ends, I got Kraft out there still. Colston Loveland's out there.
I'd take Penix over Purdy.
Penix over Purdy?
I would. Thank you, Travis. I'm sorry. I was trying to concentrate on this pick right here. Okay, yeah, Penix over Purdy for sure. Penix.
Which Ferguson? Terrence or Jake?
Tight end Ferguson over there in Dallas. Jake.
Okay. I mean, Kraft is good. Kraft or Loveland. What do you think?
Over Jake?
Kraft, Loveland, Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, Kraft.
All right.
Loveland's pretty decent too, but I'd probably go Kraft if I was. A-Rod, you don't have to be here if you don't want to, by the way. You know, you're constant bickering about my team. Then go watch somebody that you like that does things that you like. I mean, no one's forcing you here. Not to mention, you've got a Chief logo, Swifties logo. I don't know what that's about, but I literally have Rashee Rice. I don't know why you're complaining about my wide receiver 1. I mean, don't you like the Chiefs? I think you love my wide receiver 1. I mean, that's just the way I would think that you'd be going about this, but my team's straight fire. You can think whatever you want. I really don't care. And no one else really does either. Sorry, go ahead. So, yeah, bro, Penix Jr. shouldn't be out there. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a sleeper league, 12-team PPR.
Yeah.
All right, quick question real quick. So I got the 7th pick in my main league. It's 250 buy-in, 12-team PPR. It's like year 6. I got the 7th pick. I'm going to go the RB strategy. Where do you think I should try to gear towards with that 7th pick? I know Bijan's going to be gone, and I'm thinking I'm shooting for Genty if I can get him. But would it be a reach if I win Kyron?
Yes.
Just to gear my team with running backs to go Kyron or Bucky at 7.
If there's no keepers already, Kyron in the first is a little.
No keeper.
I mean, bro, he's got a 3rd round ADP. He might not in your grandma league. You might be in the 2nd, but you can't take him in the 1st round, bro. Your team's going to look like someone kicked it in the sack if you start going around ADP. If ADP doesn't exist.
Where would you go for at 7?
I mean, if
how many keepers are off the board?
He said no keeper.
It's not a keeper league. It's we draft every year.
Okay, sorry.
Genty, Achane. If you got to reach on a running back, Genty, Achane. I do like going RB. I do like going RB early. In many home leagues, I think it's a much smarter move than I think waiting traditionally. But I can't know. You're the only one that would know what your league's capable of doing.
Yeah, we got some sharks in it. We got some sharks for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little distracted. Thanks, Travis, for helping him out. But anyway, go get Penix Jr. Go running back, Genty.
Let us know in the chat if there's other guys available too in that league.
And actually, just call back once the draft's over, and I'll have a little bit more concentration. Okay, just call back in once this draft's over. We're almost getting to the end. Okay, call back. We're near round 18.
Sweet, gotcha, Smitty.
Right. And I'll help you. I'll have
all right, brother.
You're just rattling off so many things. All right, thanks, bro. All
right.
850. Make it snappy, and then if you want to call back as well. But in the middle of this draft, I can't handle a whole team, and then reading off scoring and everything like that. It's just too much.
No, I'm not going to do a whole team, boss.
All right, go ahead.
Call me crazy, shoot down if you want to, but I'm thinking there's a chance that a healthy 29-year-old Nick Chubb outplays a healthy 29-year-old Joe Mixon with C.J. Stroud at quarterback.
It's possible. It's not crazy. I think the only thing is Mixon dropped off, bro. Mixon went like this. He was week 1, week 17.
Yep.
He was
got the stats up in front of me.
He was literally the number 1 running back in the league for a major. Here's a 10 out of 10. Here's a 0. He was literally a 10 out of 10 the entire season up to about, I want to say it was week 10. So right around week 10, 11-ish, he just, obviously fell off. I don't know that he's going to return to this area just because he's gotten rest. I think he might have fallen off. I think he could be decent, but he's already banged up. He's already in a walking boot. He's got multiple injuries he's nursing. But the problem is, in the Nick Chubb Mixon situation, one of them might play 6 games, one of them might play 7, and then Woody Marks comes in or they make a trade, And this guy gets almost near the same amount of starts because neither Chubb or Mixon are likely to stay healthy. You know, I don't know. Chubb's not bad though.
Anyway, I got my starters. I got Trey, I got Henderson, and Bijan Robinson starting. So this is really just for bench. I'm looking at either Chubb or Garendo.
I take Garendo all day, bro, all day. I don't even hesitate. All right, bro.
I want to see my boy Nick Chubb, so I think there's a chance. But we'll see.
All right, call back once I'm done with this draft. All right, later.
All right.
Everyone's rooting for Chubb, you know, but you got to look at it realistically.
For some reason, the calls today. It's not about A-Rod again. Why are you here then? If you don't like the way I do things, or you're complaining the whole time, the wide receiver room. This is a weekly winners contest. I don't know if you understand that. We're gonna go Keaton Mitchell. I load up on RBs in a weekly winner contest, bro. I load up on them. I've got a wide receiver room that's gonna get by on the bye weeks potentially, or if there's an injury, somebody steps up. I got McMillan cuffed to Igbuka. That is one of the better wide receiver threes in fantasy. And Travis Hunter and Rice, you might have a problem with that. I could care less if you've got a problem with it. I love it. It makes me happy. Let's go. Damn it. I'm going to go Gadsden. I was going to time out. So, team feels pretty damn fire for a weekly winner contest. And you're going to get comments like that where people they clearly don't view, like he clearly doesn't like Travis Hunter. He clearly doesn't.
Yeah, well,
Says he likes Rashee Rice, but
people get really set in that, wide receiver. Like 5 wide receivers in the top 8 or 9 rounds, and if you don't have that, it doesn't look right to him.
Guys,
I'm not saying it's necessarily him.
He's a Chiefs fan, and he says he likes Rashee Rice. You don't. You clearly don't, or you wouldn't disrespect him being a wide receiver 1. Like, I don't know how could you like Rashee Rice if you don't consider him a wide receiver 1? I don't understand.
That it's a bit risky, but he likes the upside. Oh, you got to take some risk.
It's weekly winners. Do you understand what weekly winners is? You might not, and that's fine. But like you're speaking as though you do. All right, here it is. And again, the majority of the weight of this thing is coming in the lineup. You're not gonna really lean on the other pieces. Most people that win weekly winners, they can win it with like a Bucky, H.N. Kyron type of like pickup, right? So I'm trying to get that in Jaden Blue. I'm trying to get that in Zach Charbonnet. I'm trying to get that in Dante Thornton. I'm trying to get that in maybe Kyle Williams, or Tyler Warren. You're trying to get that player that if even if something doesn't go completely to plan, as in like Kyron, gets banged up, whatever, you have that player that can step up and be the Bucky, and then you salvage the chance of getting 20K each week. But this is all about 1 week getting 20K. Boom. No, he's a wide receiver 1 all day. I'm overweight, Rice. Then why would you say the guy doesn't even have a wide receiver 1 yet? That's what you said the entire time in the chat. So don't say Rice is a wide receiver 1 and you like him, because the whole time you complained, you said I didn't have a wide receiver 1. You kept writing it. Isn't that what he wrote? I believe that's what he wrote over and over and over. This guy hasn't even drafted a wide receiver 1 yet. Okay. Rice, Hunter, Igbuka.
Yeah, he did.
Rice, Hunter.
Still doesn't have a wide receiver 1.
Just still doesn't have a wide receiver 1. I like Rice. He's great. I'm a Chiefs fan. I like Rice. You don't like Rice. You should take your Chiefs logo off. Or it's not even a Chiefs logo. The Swiftie logo off. Evan Ingram could be a top 5 baller. Rice, Hunter, Igbuka. Love it. Got McMillan cuffed to Igbuka in case things go awry. H.N., Genty, Kyron. I think this, if everything goes right in the 3 wide receivers, Evan Ingram or Tyler Warren, which can rotate for me. And those 3 running backs with Patrick Mahomes or Penix Jr. can go ballistic in 1 week, 20K. This is not a playoff contest. 1 week has no relation to the next. There's no playoffs. There's no accumulation of points. You could have your team win week 1, win 20K, and the whole team could get injured. Doesn't matter. For the early season, you don't have a wide receiver 1 is what you're saying. It's a nice backtrack, but everybody knows I'm drafting this weekly winner team to win after Rice returns. And you're pretending you know that now is what happened. I can tell you right now. Solid squad. Love the team. Fantastic. All right, now the phone lines are open. Yeah, that might be a pizza party.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Pizza party. Pizza party time. It'll be a little bit less significant pizza party if it's a 20K instead of the 2 mil.
So you grabbed Kyle Williams. I meant to ask you earlier about.
Love him. He's looking good.
I saw Hendy was on the list in the earlier show, but Kyle Williams and Drake May are both getting really good reports out of camp. How are you liking?
Yep, I love how shifty he looks. Kyle Williams is really looking nice. He's kind of a guy we talked about, on and off all off season, just kind of waiting for the news to pop to get a little bit more conversation going or to feel more confident. But I mean, yeah, Kyle Williams is a real chance to be the number 1 there. Not necessarily has to happen. Doesn't have to happen in week 1, but it could. It's not crazy, and there's still a chance that that Diggs isn't remotely close to where he should be. And just because he looks shifty in drills doesn't mean it's going to be the same on the field when you're getting hit. It's kind of tough to translate, running in shorts and cutting. I mean, Nick Chubb, the caller that called and said that he thinks Nick Chubb's going to go crazy. He could do well, but being a gym warrior and going out there and getting hit are 2 completely different things. And if you need proof, Austin Eckler is one of the best gym rats out there. He can do 1-arm pull-ups, not like one time like this and he's like all frailing. He literally can do he's hanging normally and do, I think, like 8 1-arm full pull-ups. It's crazy, but it doesn't mean he can go out there and be great on the field. It's just a different thing. All right, I think that caller called back. Who's on the phone line now? I have more time to focus on you, bro. Sorry.
Are you A50? You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yo. Hey,
Yo.
I'm past the Chubb conversation anyway. Now I want to know who do you think has a better season, Travis Hunter or George Pickens down there in Dallas?
Anything can happen, but I'm clearly on the Travis Hunter train. I think Travis Hunter could be a top pretty easily. I have a video out on him, by the way. I can assume you didn't watch that, and that's fine. I can't expect all of you to watch everything, but go watch it. You will love it. It's a Travis Hunter dedicated video. It's about 2 or 3 videos back. But I break down the numbers, and I don't see how Travis Hunter isn't a top 10 wide receiver this year. I just don't see a world where he's not a top 10 wide receiver. Now, that makes people mad about BTJ when there's not a single negative thing being said about BTJ. That makes people think, oh, you think that T. Law is going to be a top 5 quarterback. You think T. Law is going to be a top 5 quarterback. I'm not saying he is, and I'm not saying he has to be. I think he could be 7, 8, 9, 10, anywhere in there. And even if he's quarterback 8, which is very possible with Liam Cohen, that is enough to crank out a wide receiver 6 in BTJ and a wide receiver 10 in Travis Hunter. Or a 7 and 12. Does he have to be top 10? No, he could be 12. I believe he's a wide receiver 1. So at the very least, he's a wide receiver 12. I broke down the numbers in the video. There's just no way he's not getting probably 4 to 6 receptions a game, bare minimum. Or you're talking about like 8 total touches. He's going to get a couple end arounds, jet sweeps. He's going to be an absolute monster, bro.
I can see that. I just don't know if he stays healthy, and I don't know if he. I mean, I know he should translate well to the league, but at least with Pickens, we know he can play.
Whoa. This video's for you. This video's for you. Why do you say we know he can play? What on earth would make...
Just what I've seen out of him from Pittsburgh, I think that he's decent enough.
But what makes you think that Travis Hunter can't play? This is what the video is there for, bro. It's a narrative that people are spinning. They're almost talking about Hunter as if he's got to learn the wide receiver position. Everybody's narrative is so.
I just think it's because he's small, bro. That's my thing.
You think he's what?
That's my thing. I think he's small. I think he might get hurt easy. That's just me personally, but I'll watch your video anyway. But I mean, he's going to be getting roughed up out there, man.
Hey, bro,
I don't think he's doing what he does.
That's just what people are telling you. You're repeating it, bro. You're repeating it. He's 6'1". He's 6 foot, but he's 6 foot. He's 6'1". Yeah. What makes you think? And he's probably putting on about 5 pounds of NFL weight. He's 196.1. Like what on earth would make you think he's small? Who told you that? Why are you repeating that? I don't understand.
I'll watch your video.
I don't understand. And not to mention, it's like, we know
he's about the same size. He's a little shorter.
Yeah. Bro, there's like 10, 12 examples I could give you of wide receivers that are smaller or the exact same size. He's not small. I don't know who told you that. And you just repeated it though. You're not even looking into it. Not to mention when people say things like, "Hey, Travis Hunter, he's got to learn the position," or he's kind of raw. He's the best college wide receiver from the draft class and one of the most athletic, if not the most athletic wide receiver to ever come out of college. And for some reason, because people are saying he's going to play kind of partial both sides, you're just going to get hurt in the league. You can't do it. I heard it from Stevie over here making content, and Stevie from his couch says that he's going to get hurt if he tries it. He's the only one that's been versed to do it, bro. He's been training for this. He's not going to go try something he hasn't accomplished already. The bro had 96 receptions, 1258, and 15 touchdowns last year. He's a wide receiver 1. BTJ comes in and is wide receiver 4. Neighbors comes in, he's wide receiver 7. Ladd McConkey, right around borderline, what was he, depending on the league, 12, 13, 11. These guys come in and they go lights out from the beginning, man. They're amazing. These wide receivers translate immediately. This is the most translatable wide receiver we've seen come out of college in a handful of years, and he goes to Liam Cohen, who's going to architect the best plays for this kid we've ever even dreamed of. Jet sweeps, wide back. This guy will play wide back. This guy's going to play wide back in the NFL. That is so amazing. He's going to get so many short little passes. And before you say anything about wide back getting him hurt, that is not what wide back is. So many people are misinformed on Deebo Samuel and what he did. Wide back. What's wide back mean? Does that mean you're playing running back? No. You're split out wide. And you're getting the ball at the line of scrimmage or behind. And you're just getting the ball earlier at your wide receiver position, out wide. He's going to be a wide back. He's going to get handed 4 or 5 receptions a game on manufactured stuff. Quick slants, little step back, toss the ball wide back style to him. He's going to have 4 or 5 receptions, probably bare minimum. And if anybody thinks he can't play 100% receiver, or at least to the tune of what everyone's snap share percentage is on average inside the top 10 to 12 wide receivers, he will get that snap share at wide receiver. And they're going to give him as much DB as he wants, not what anybody else wants. And this whole thing about him getting hurt is just people that in the media, bro, that may have dabbled in this or talked to players that dabbled in trying to play both sides. And because they didn't do it all the way, no one else can do it, because that would make them look bad. It would make them look lazy. It would make them look like a failed attempt at playing both sides of the ball just because they didn't do it. And everybody that says he's going to get hurt, worry about yourself. Because this kid it's amazing how many people have an opinion on whether he's going to get hurt or how many snaps he's going to take as a wide receiver. They drafted him as a wide receiver. There's no shortage of of work that's going to go his direction, bro. I wouldn't be shocked if he had 2 rushing touchdowns. I broke it down in my video. I basically said this: 2 rushing touchdowns, probably I would say about 3 to 4 regular length touchdowns that he's, running some sort of slant route or drag route, some sort of 15-yard touchdown. And then he's probably getting, I would imagine, you got two rushing, 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns. Probably has at least another, I would say, 3 additional very short yardage or red zone touchdowns, because they're just going to give him the ball. He's a red zone monster. They drafted him as a playmaker. That's one of the things Liam Cohen said. He's a playmaker. You get him the ball. When they're at the goal line, around the goal line, they're inside the 15, they're inside the 20, they're in the red zone. He's going to have at least 3 TDs from that respect. Minimum. Like that is me literally, trying to give him, huh?
No, I respect it. Hey, you know what?
I'm not done.
Loud and clear.
I'm not done. Hold on. I'm not done. I just got going. So 3 to 4 of these very, very short. You're looking at, like, let's just call it 9 touchdowns is what I said in the video. 9 TDs. That's me being so, careful and conservative with this thing. You're talking about, what would you guess he gets reception-wise? Just what is your skeptical, mind about this thing tell you he's going to get reception-wise?
I honestly have no clue. Because the thing is, once you're coming into the league, it's hard to predict. At least with Pickens, I have some stats I can look at.
I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I love Pickens. I think Pickens is going to have like 1,000, 1,100 yards, 6, 7 touchdowns, a very solid year. But just give me a guess. Like, walk through a game. Travis Hunter, how many times is he going to just step back at the line of scrimmage and just get a direct pass from T-Law? Just take a guess. With Liam Cohen.
BT, they splitting the ball. I think he has to earn it from the beginning. It'll probably be like he'll get 5, 6 looks. And if he makes those completions,
you only think he's getting 5 or 6 looks? A guy they drafted at the top of the draft, bro? There's no way. You don't think he's going to get at least 2 or 3 catches a game at the line of scrimmage and screen? You don't think they're going to dial up screenplays for this kid all game long?
Well, they're going to dial it up, but at the end of the day, quarterbacks still got to trust him and want to throw the ball to him anyway. So how are they looking at practice?
It's going to be such a big part of the Cohen offense.
Bro, if he gets 5, let's say he gets 5 so in between 5 and 6 receptions, 5.5 receptions a game, that's 93 receptions. That's 5.5 receptions a game is 93 receptions. You don't think that Liam Cohen is going to use this top of the draft pick player, and it's a weapon, that's the most athletic player maybe to ever come out of college, but definitely the most athletic wide receiver to ever come out of college, that they're not going to drop back and just say, hey, take this 2 or 3 times a game there and get another 2 or so receptions, normal receptions on normal routes. Like, you're talking 93.5 receptions. Multiply that by 13 yards per catch. That's 1215. So in my mind, 90 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 9 touchdowns is a floor. And that's going to rank you right around wide receiver 9, 10, 11. That is a floor. That's not considering rushing yards. That's not considering INT pick sixes that he might have 1 or 2 of on the year. That's not considering any of that. Go watch the video, bro. If I don't convince you there, I'm not going to be able to. At least you'll know that.
No, I'm hearing you. I'll watch it. I was curious. I appreciate your input, as always.
All right, bro.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Ugh.
What do you say? Yeah. Bro, I know. Oh man, that one. I knew that guy was on hold. Is the one that said whatever he said on the last show. I knew it because I heard it under his breath, and he's like, "Hey, wait." He was talking to somebody, and it was the same thing when he was on hold. which I'm fine with if you're still watching. Not mad at you. I just wanted to get to the bottom of it. And you were saying that it wasn't you. And we're like, we know it's you. You were the one talking. It's fine. You just said, I didn't mute. I'm sorry. I didn't mute. I'm sorry. You know what? A-Rod, you can just leave. I'll just, there. Now you're released. A-Rod, you're gone. There you go. You're gonna be constantly in there just trying to undermine everything I say. You're gone. Because it's not something that the chat wants to watch every single show. Here you are trying to do it all subtly, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take the under on what Smitty's saying here. Oh, I don't know about that. Wide receiver 12, constantly, never a nice thing to say. You're gone. No one needs you here. No one needs you here. No one wants you here if you're gonna be a negative presence in the chat and trying to drag the chat down. That's not the way I operate. All right, Travis, what else you got? Is anybody else on the phone line? I think it's just Travis. Travis, you got anything else before we get out of here?
I think you got a super chat too.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Super chat.
You got a few member.
Wes,
at least 3 member chat.
Wes, appreciate you. Celebratory messages. Let me see if I can get those out on screen here. Sick Nasty, 5 days. 33-month membership, 5 days, and football is back. And DeBalt says on his 22-month membership, wonder why many Panic Peters are still out on Justin Fields. Well, I mean, him getting his non-big toe injured is certainly going to not make somebody flip, you know? So we'll see where the haters drive him down to, because he's certainly going to probably go in a different direction now. So, all right, hit me with oh, here's the last super chat. Apprehensive, anxious, or fearful that something bad or unpleasant will happen. Made me look this word up. LOL. I used it in the correct context. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did not use it in the correct context. You didn't. Jaden Blue was angry, and you're gonna see what I'm capable of doing, is what he said. That's not apprehensive. That's the wrong word, Wes. Please don't go here again. You're wrong on this again. Ask the missus. She'll tell you you're wrong. You don't say the word apprehensive when you're describing somebody that's got a chip on their shoulder and is like, I'm going to prove you wrong. That's not wrong word, Wes. Don't go there. Go ask the missus. She'll tell you. Your PR team's got it on lock. Thank you for the super chat. Anything else, Travis?
Yeah. Well, just to reiterate, I don't know how you say his name, Lil XL or whatever. He's saying everyone says BTJ and Hunter are both wide receiver 1s, but T-Law is going as a QB20. I think you just covered that about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But not even QB1 can support. I mean, look at the Jets last year. I think it was wide receiver 10, 11, Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams. So you don't necessarily need like a top 10 or top 5 QB to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of yards to go around in the offense.
Yeah. What was Wes saying here? Yeah, I can't. Talk with Travis Smith. We cleared the air on the context of how it came out.
No, he didn't. He said he thinks he was apprehensive, according to the definition. I said, no.
Chat,
he's not apprehensive.
Chat, is Jaden Blue apprehensive based on the context of the negativity of him being lazy?
all I said was, if that's what he thinks, he knows the definition of the word apprehensive, but Jaden Blue isn't apprehensive.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't go down that road. Turn back. Turn back, Wes.
I can't do this again. I can't do it. Wes, you're and Wes can't let it go. So Wes is going to be like, it is correct. It is correct. Here he is. He's calling already. Here it is. Wes, you're wrong. Please don't try and argue.
No. Let me clear the air because no, not old boy. Listen. So I didn't get to elaborate. And Travis did put in the chat, if you used it in that context, and yes, you were correct. Correct, Travis? You did say that, right?
Meaning that you knew the definition of it, not that you were correct about how Jaden Blue is.
What I didn't elaborate, because I try not to talk too much here, you know what I mean? Because I want to get to the nuts and bolts with Smitty, because then he gets weird. Then I start talking about aliens, and it turns awry. Okay, so I believe that Jaden Blue is apprehensive. Therefore, then he became defensive in his statement. That's what I meant, because when you hear a narrative set on you from the media, no, listen, Smith, I can't watch you right now, and I know you're laughing. I can freaking hear you. You know, listen, if I'm a rookie, bro, and like the media is trying to set a precedent on me for being, you know, lazy, you know, like I'm gonna be apprehensive, and then I'm gonna be defensive in my statement, and that's how I meant it. So, what are you laughing about? Why are you laughing, bro?
There's no room for apprehensive. You just, Wes, this is something I've learned about you. This is a psych degree. This is a psych degree of me. I can see it from a mile away. When you get caught on something,
you should know.
you're trying to find a way to weave it in, and you're not. There's no apprehensive.
Listen.
He heard it and he got apprehensive, and then he reacted. No, bro.
You know I use that word in court, right? Like, and it always fares well. I always use it correctly. Like, yeah. Like, trust me. Like, I feel like he is apprehensive. I just didn't say.
Right, you feel like he is, but his reaction doesn't show that.
That's right. That's correct, Travis. You're right there. And I like I said in our chat, like I didn't allude. I said I didn't get to allude to the fact that his statement was defensive, and that's where all this went wrong.
No, hold on, real quickly. So you think Jaden you think Jaden Blue was anxious and like
not anxious,
standoffish?
Yeah, I think he got anxious when that came off. Yes, I think he.
And he stepped back and he went, okay. I don't know.
100%. Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, I'm speculating. Right, so it's fair to say that I'm speculating on that.
But Wes, using your logic, I could say, hey, the word I don't know, appalling is fitting here, and then you could say, well, he is appalled from the comments, but has an appalling reaction, and he goes and smashes his TV, then collects himself, and then probably goes on to formalize a nice organized tweet. Like you're just digging into a bag of tricks.
Smash the pumpkin, dude. I speculated on how he was feeling. I did. I'll own that. I will own that, Smith. I'll own that look, listen, I even asked you, Travis, in the chat, wouldn't you feel apprehensive if, like, you're a rookie and the media is already trying to create a narrative on your work ethic? You wouldn't be like,
bro, I tell him to F off, I wouldn't talk to the media. I tell him to F off, and I wouldn't talk to the media anymore.
Wes, I still don't follow, because you're trying to dig into a feeling that has no relation to anything about the comments. You're trying to say, well, if you went to his house and observed him for 24 hours, he might be apprehensive at some point during his day. That's what I was trying to say. That's exactly what the way it feels.
Look, okay. That's fair. That's fair, bro. Like I'm trying to relate to real life here, and like I know that I would be pissed off, which we all agree that he was pissed off.
Can we get a new word? Can you let's wipe it clean. Give me a new word that Jaden Blue is feeling. Give me a new word.
Give me like a month, and I'll give you a new word.
A word in a month. A month? What are you talking about? A month, bro? Just spit out a word.
All right. Well, I did say defensive. Am I speculating on how he felt? I think apprehensive is the word. I think.
Okay, I gotta go. All right, thank you, Wes. Thank you, Wes, for not clearing it up. We appreciate it.
You're doing me dirty.
Get back to the load bearing wall. We'll see you later, pal.
It's already done. Bye.
Okay. All right, later.
You're rough.
Poor guy. The amount of apprehension in that man before he. That was the worst word to use. It did not go with anything that he was. And then he tried to just tie it into, well, at some point when in his childhood, he was apprehensive. I think, I'm just guessing, when he started to say, do I play football? Do I play tennis? I'm apprehensive about which one I'm better at. So then he chose football. It's like he's digging as far back into his past or his day to find a way to. Let's see here. I don't know if what's his face is still in here. I blocked and removed the A-Rod guy in because Wes made me laugh so much. A-Rod, I will unblock you for right now. Let's give you a trial run. I feel in a good mood. A-Rod, you're now free. Give you one more shot. Be positive, Peter, in the chat. I'm not saying you got to agree with anything I say. When people say, "Oh, Smitty doesn't like when you disagree with them," that's not it. That's not it. It's when you're a negative nuance or a nuisance. Nuance is the worst. There, I got the negative. When you're a nuance, that's the right term. It's like when you're a negative Nelly or a nuisance in the chat, and you're trying to drag down what I'm saying, I'm going to remove you. So, A-Rod, if you're sitting there and while I'm talking, all you do is tell the chat how wrong this is this, that, yeah, I'm going to remove you. So you have to decide whether you want to be a part of the community or not. Clean slate. Thank Wes for making me laugh so much. Wes, you do have a purpose here. You make people giggle, bro. And for that, we thank you. All right,
So, TD Tom had a membership chat. Well, Wes was on the phone.
See, I'm a reasonable man. I have apprehension. TD Tom says 8-month membership. Is Pittsburgh a good D to pick up? I don't, that's a great question. Probably. But at the same time, like, I don't, yeah, I mean, the offense, if the offense puts the defense in bad positioning, they're just going to get hurt and worn down. So it could be a D that starts off pretty good and then it starts to wear down and give up and get injured. And I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about the Steelers, man. I'm not going to lie. If A-Rod were to go down, they'd be toast. And with A-Rod there, it still may be like a vanilla type of offense. And then what's that do to the defense? I'd say initially, I mean, there's some playmakers on that team. Where would I rank them? That's a tough call. I'd probably say, damn, it's a really, really tough call. I would say, Denver, Philly, Baltimore. Pittsburgh's probably in that next tier. So it would be like Buffalo, Minnesota, KC, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, potentially. I think the Jets get back up there.
Patriots are going to be top 10.
I think the Jets Patriots could be pretty good. The Jets get back up there, in my opinion. I think everyone's pretending. The same thing that happened to the Jets. People think they're not a great defense. It's because the offense sucks so bad it drained the soul out of them. And they got tired and injured. And so at some point, the Jets will, I think, regain some of their apprehension. All right. Anything else, Travis? I got to roll.
Nope. See you later, Smitty. Bye.
Thank you, all my super chatters. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Mad Dog. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Mac. Mac, appreciate you, by the way. Mac Attack, who called in and had a bone to pick with me. A lot of people had a bone to pick with me tonight. I don't know. I'm surprised we didn't get a Caleb Williams fan call in and be like, Smitty, how dare you talk about my precious Caleb? Let me tell you how this is going to go. I thought for sure somebody calling off the other show. Poor Bears fans, man. Poor Bears fans. All right. One more time, my boy. Run it back. You got 10 seconds. You're live.
Hey, who do we like more this season? Mark Andrews or Zach Ertz?
they're both potentially going to drop off at some point during the year. If I could cuff them, I'd rather have Likely and Andrews, but I do really think Benson is a stud if he gets in there. Ertz played pretty well, stayed healthy. JD5 loves him. I think it's a pretty close call. I think I'd probably lean Andrews and Likely, but I kind of want to cuff that man, just to be honest.
Yeah, I'd go Andrews too, to be honest. Okay, cool.
All right, later, bro. Yeah, Likely could be a baller, a straight-up baller this year. Kind of like Kyle Pitts, they're going to run him all over the field like a wide receiver at times, even if Andrews is healthy. But, I mean, Likely's the guy you really want. I like Andrews a little bit, but he might pull a Joe Mixon and give you 10 games and then get hurt or fall off. And Likely might be able to suffice during that time that he's not the starter. And then if Andrews goes down or just becomes really unusable, then Likely explodes, because one thing Lamar does love is to throw touchdowns to his tight end option. All right, last comment from Wes. I absolutely speculated, but I think he was apprehensive. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate you. Don't forget, obviously, this is the off season.
The Jupiter men. Jupiter is so large.
The Saturn men.
One small step for man. He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars.
The moon men. Dropping loads in outer space.
To Jupiter.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
So I just took you down a little trip of not memory lane, but I don't know, space lane, right? That's off season. As soon as the in season starts, we don't do spacemen, Mars men, Saturn men, anything space related, because we tried one time to have a rolling in season moon man list, and people couldn't conceptualize the idea when I mapped it out. And even worse, they reacted very badly to week 1 when we rolled out the Mars men or moon men like in season. They're like, what is going on here? You told me that this guy was a Mars man. Now you have a new Mars man list that defeats the purpose, and now I don't love my guys. And so I had to come up with a new idea and say, you know what? We're just going to lock the space theme down as soon as the season starts. And then we created the Wild Wild West, which I believe is here to stay, and we're going to do a better job of delivering that. So when I do rankings and we start talking, granted this has not been updated since a lot of things have happened, but we're doing a ranking show on the poker table. We're doing the Wild Wild West, buy low, finds the wanted. We're doing the wanted thing.
Wanted. The top most wanted outlaws. These outlaws are on the run.
But probably my favorite in-season feature, that's the Wild Wild West, is the new feature that we'll be dropping this year, the Throne Men. The Throne Men. And it'll consist of 9 legendary fighters and soldiers and kings, and they will come together to win championships. And it won't mean they're just the top 9 scores. There'll be a special 9. There'll be in some cases, a knight that might turn into a king. In some cases, it's a king that some doubt and think will fall off, but not us. The Throne Men 2025 will be here to stay, kicking off in week 1, but I have a little teaser for you. Here it is. Likely 2 individuals that will be serving on the throne with the king sitting in his chair. I will update this throughout the year. These will be the 9 ballers, the 9 soldiers, the 9 royalty that you need in your situation. So make sure you are fully ready and up on board this group of 9 once we start getting into the mix. And you'll want to trade for them. You'll want to keep them instead of selling high, or something happens. We'll have to adjust and adapt. But the Throne Men will be an evolving 9 throughout the season, and maybe it expands to the court. Maybe there's knights or potential soldiers, or probably something to do with the court and the loyal servants, or whatever the heck we're going to decide to do to maybe open it up to more than 9, but we'll have to play that by ear. So get ready for the Throne Men that's coming in week number 1. And with that, I will see you all tomorrow. Make sure you're signed up on Underdog promo code Smitty. Okay. And then also make sure you get on over to the Patreon, $10 a month, cancel anytime. It is our live chat group environment, doing it live on the Patreon every single day, 365, 24/7. There's the link. In fact, I'm going to go over there right now and type in the Patreon right this very second and write, hey guys, let me write it out. Hey, any post graveyard show topics? Don't be apprehensive. Okay, that is entered. It's ready. We're ready to roll and rumble. I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. That's the flagship show, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Additionally, live whenever big news breaks. That's an additional live stream right there. And sometimes we have 2 or 3 of those, depending on the day. And then we're also live most midnights, which is this night right here. Most midnights, every single night, we're live doing drafts and such. Appreciate you all. Thank you to my super chatters. Thank you to my gifted memberships. Deuce.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA select start.
Warning. Cheat code activated.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Audac attack. Audac attack. Lamb. Pickens. Lamb. Pickens. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack. Get lammed.
Again, live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live additionally whenever big news breaks, and live every single night at midnight practically. Dose.